Today I want to share 3 important stories from my life. These stories shaped my journey and presented key learnings that you can enjoy. My journey had a rough start. My biological mother, a single student, decided to give me up for adoption. She insisted that I be adopted by a college graduate. When I was born, I was adopted by a lawyer and his wife, but they changed their minds and wanted a girl. My parents, who were on the waiting list, were called in the middle of the night and asked if they would take me. A surprise child. They agreed easily. However, when my biological mother found out that my adoptive mother did not graduate from college and my father did not graduate from high school, she refused to sign the adoption papers. I only heard about this after my parents promised I would go to college. 17 years later, I went to college, but it cost the same as Stanford, draining my working parents' savings. After 6 months, I didn't realize its value. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and spending all my parents' money was a waste. So I dropped out believing that something would work out. It was a terrifying decision, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Dropping out allowed me to take classes that interested me, such as calligraphy at Reed College, which has one of the best calligraphy programs in the country. Learning about calligraphy fascinated me, even though it seemed pointless. But it was 10 years later that we built the first Macintosh computer. The Mac was the first computer to feature beautiful fonts, a feature that Windows would later copy. Looking forward, the dots may seem impossible to connect, but looking back, it all makes sense. Confidence will connect the dots in the future and give you the courage to follow your heart even if you stray from the beaten path. Fortunately, I found my passion at a very young age. I was always fascinated by electronics and gadgets, spending countless hours tinkering and experimenting. This curiosity and drive led me to discover my true calling. I founded Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20 years old. It was a humble beginning, but I was driven by a vision to create something extraordinary. The garage became a hub of innovation, where ideas flowed freely, and the seeds of a tech revolution were sown. In more than 10 years, Apple grew into a $2 billion company with more than 4,000 employees. The journey was filled with challenges and triumphs as we pushed the boundaries of technology and design. Our team was dedicated, and together, we achieved remarkable milestones. We had just released our greatest invention, the Macintosh, and I was 30 years old. Then I was fired. It was a moment of profound shock and disbelief. The company I had poured my heart and soul into had decided to move on without me. How do you get fired from the company you started? It felt like a betrayal, a harsh reminder that the business world can be unforgiving. I questioned everything: my decisions, my leadership, and my future. As Apple grew, we hired people to help run the company. We brought in experienced professionals to manage the increasing complexities of a rapidly expanding business. It was a necessary step, but it also introduced new dynamics and challenges. It went well at first, but we had different points of view, and in the end, the board sided with them. The disagreements grew, and the vision I had for Apple began to diverge from the direction the board wanted to take. It was a clash of ideals and strategies. At 30, I was out, and I was devastated. The sense of loss was overwhelming. I felt like I had lost a part of myself, and the future seemed uncertain and bleak. It was a huge blow, and for months I felt like I had let the business community down. I struggled with feelings of inadequacy and failure, questioning whether I would ever find my footing again. But something started to shift within me. In the quiet moments of reflection, I began to see the situation from a different perspective. I realized that this setback could be an opportunity for growth and reinvention. I always loved what I did. My passion for technology and innovation was undiminished. It was this love that fueled my determination to rise above the challenges and start anew. Even though I had been publicly rejected, I decided to start over. I embraced the uncertainty and embarked on a new journey driven by the same passion that had ignited my career in the first place. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to me. It freed me from the constraints of success and allowed me to explore new horizons with a fresh perspective. The weight of success was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. I felt a renewed sense of freedom and creativity, unburdened by the expectations and pressures of my previous role. This period was one of the most creative periods of my life. I was able to experiment, innovate, and push the boundaries of what was possible. The possibilities seemed endless, and I was eager to explore them. Over the next 5 years, I founded a company called Next, another called Pixar, and I met my future wife. Each of these ventures brought new challenges and opportunities, and they played a crucial role in shaping my journey. Pixar became the world's most successful animation studio after creating Toy Story, the world's first computer-animated film. It was a groundbreaking achievement that revolutionized the animation industry and set new standards for storytelling and creativity. To my surprise, Apple bought Next, and I returned to the company. It was a full-circle moment, a chance to bring my experiences and insights back to the place where it all began. The technology we developed at Next became central to Apple's renaissance. It was a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of staying true to one's vision. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. The setbacks and challenges had ultimately led to new opportunities and successes. It's a hard lesson, but it's worthwhile. The journey of love and loss, of success and failure, is what shapes us and makes us stronger. Sometimes life will hit you hard, but don't lose faith. The road may be tough, but perseverance and passion can lead to incredible outcomes. The only thing that kept me going was my love for what I did. It was this unwavering passion that gave me the strength to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles. Find what you love at work or in life. Pursue it with all your heart, and let it be the driving force behind your actions and decisions. Your work will be an important part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great. When you find that passion, it will not only bring you fulfillment, but also inspire those around you. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Embrace the highs and lows, learn from every experience, and never lose sight of what you love. In the end, it's the love for what you do that will carry you through the toughest times and lead you to the greatest successes. So keep dreaming, keep striving, and never give up on your passion. When I was 17, I read a story that touched my heart. It said, if you live each day as if it were your last, one day you most certainly will be right. This really got to me. For the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll die is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help make the big choices in life. Almost everything, all external expectations or pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Nobody wants to die, even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it, and that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.